This is perfectly read from SKADE.
Well, let's see if SKADE can capitalize over the lack of A players. Searson, good for one. Denny trades, beautiful stuff for SKADE, and now they have the A site completely theirs. Bomb, you want to get set down, no doubt about it. Denny Slaw, the man to punch in the digits. The pressure from Ships, I think that's a bit silly. You're now forfeiting the man advantage. You could have preciously held and kept it as your own, but fortunately, Big don't see any point in going for this one. They're just going to move away to save the, I guess, the armor on Keto and Tabson and keep the utility and the P250 on Gage. So, again, a round win there for SKADE, but could have been thrown away quite quickly there.
Absolutely. I'm actually really surprised that they go for this save. I mean, they don't have a kit, I suppose, so time really wasn't on their side. This is what I find very frustrating about Inferno, though. We're going to see a lot of saves. Yeah, we are going to see a serious amount of saves, especially considering Big are on thin ice right now. They're not going to be taking any chances with any big retakes, so they need to kind of put their foot down and try and find these early kills. If they go for more B stacks like this and lose the single man on A and then just call it quits, then we're in some serious trouble. They're in some serious trouble, I should say.
100%. I think, as you said, we're going to expect a lot of saves, a lot of times where it's like, okay, well, let's just move away. Because I think economy in this map is more prevalent than any other, right? Where it's kind of like, okay, we're in a 3v3, like it's our first buy. Do we just move away? Two players can reinvest the SMGs and we just make up the difference in the middle? Or do you want to press for this, right? And I think both sides in Inferno are quite hard to retake at times. I mean, you talk about A, as long as you have that pick control, maybe an aggressor towards short as well, it's very hard to sort of break that because of how layered the defense will be. And I mean, Big, they do invest here, and they do have a chance at taking this round. Keto finds the opener, Rainwaker to trade. It's not a bad situation to be in a 4-on-4, but again,
another save.
Here we go. The train back out towards B as Big go, yep, no thank you. Now simply going to move to save the weapons they have here. And I guess the good thing is, right, you know, I mean, you can sort of address it yourself, maybe, is that the money's going to be good for them in the half buy, and then also they're going to have a lot of weapons and utility to work with heading into the next round.
Man, I hate this map so much. I always, every cast with Kreml where we cast Inferno, I complain about it. It's just relentless. If we keep seeing this from Big, we are in for a maybe a bit of a boring game, I'll be honest. 4v4? Again, there's no kit in play, but it's like a very, very winnable round. They just get the hell out of there. It's just going to be save after save. Going into this next, they would have been on an eco. Now they've got some weapons to work with, so maybe some fight in them early on. But it seems if they don't find those opening picks, as soon as they lose the site, it's just getting the hell out of there once again. These odds are seriously in favor of SKADE. This is very, very different to what we saw over on Dust 2. SKADE, definitely your favorites now after winning map 1. Now being on their map pick, it's their best map in their pool, and they've gone 2-1 up quite convincingly as well. They're in a solid position right now.
100%. Let's see how things go. Now as the pressure's in, Searson looks for attack with the scout. I mean, at least the weaponry in this round is good, right? We have a lot of players on half armor. Tabson, in fact, on full. Gade's got an SMG, got deagles, and all sorts of upgraded pistols to work with. Like, this isn't impossible for Big to win. But I guess the massive hurdle will be that SKADE has such a substantial buy. Ships is already tagged to low from early doors, though, so maybe a bit of resistance can be shown and a round can be converted out of nowhere for Big. But having said that, they take their time ever so slowly here. There's a minute left to go, and SKADE really yet to show themselves after that initial contact.
Gate up close with this MP9 could do some damage. The issue is there's no utility here for Big, so they have to win the firefight, so the retake just won't be on. Gade, big opener, but that's it. 1 for 1. That's all he can do. Tizian spamming away with the P250. Bursts right in, but he can't get anything done. It's Tabson to drop. 3v3. The retake is actually coming in here. I like this. The pistols aren't going to go and save again. They realise they'll have money for the buy in the next regardless, so there's not a huge amount for them to save, but that's a nice reaction from Denny. And Searson now left in the 1-on-3. No Kevlar, so there's no point in him saving. He's only got the scout, and he's happy to lose it. Maybe do some damage here, but instead it ships from behind. A beautiful execution.
Yeah, and I mean, the guns here for SKADE aren't going to be looking too good, but the promising factor is, of course, the money is at an all-time high for them. Like, they don't have to worry about anything in this round. It's simply, you can chill in this situation. Just be like, you know what? This is, we just keep the SMG, we keep the FAMAS, and then we have 3 AKs to try and do a lot of the heavy lifting. And then into future rounds where Big may be like this, maybe a little bit less stable in the next round as well, where the buy is going to be a lot more potent and prevalent for SKADE. That's where they can edge in more rounds and where Big's money starts to really, really dissolve. But round 4, an AWP brought for Searson. Gabe goes aggressive to Banana, but can't connect on anything. Duplicate finds the opener.
Big whiff there, and the great support from Duplicate. That's going to be their ticket to burst into this B site. Ships onto Tabson. Searson is able to trade it, but Tizian, the only man left on this site. Let's be honest, he's not had a great series so far. Big headshot onto Duplicate, though, playing this one way around this smoke. They should be aware that he's still here. Denny swings wide. Beautiful headshot. Tizian overstaying his welcome. And with the man advantage and the B site obtained, I actually wouldn't be surprised if we see another save here. As soon as that molly goes down, Searson out of the picture, and he'll get the hell out.
Yeah, I mean, that smoke towards CT as well just cuts off so much knowledge, information, like the rotation, everything at this point in time. Big just have to sit and stare and go, yeah, you know what, we have to forfeit another round. And the problem is as well, right, even with this save, you've got more people dead than they are saving weapons. There's no economy for a drop here. Like, if there was a third player alive, for example, say Tabson had an M4 as well and he was alive, right? It would be him dropping an M4 to Gate, it would be Keto dropping an M4 to Tizian, and then they can both reinvest themselves. But because you've lost a third player, only 2 players can drop weapons, and that leaves 1 player even weaker than what you'd stand had someone have saved. So it really is a problem for Big. 4-0 for SKADE, though. You start to commend and realise this side definitely not to be messed with on this map.
4-0, I mean, it's a serious start, especially winning that buy round as well. They're going to be feeling pretty good right now. Big, they're looking scared. They really are. They've lost map 1. They know that they're in a real danger zone here. If they lose Inferno, that's it. They're out of the tournament. It's not a double limb bracket or anything like that. They've only got 1 chance here. And it's slowly slipping away from them. Obviously, the saved rifles in the last will be accompanied by a couple of pistols. Not a proper investment around it, though. I like the run boost attempt from Searson. Might merit him the kill if Kaluba tries to peek. Instead, he doesn't. And the chicken, yeah, he gives him a little bit of cover.
Well, now forward pressure towards B. Again, it's the MAC-10 to try and close the distance. And it's the rifles to support and try and trade. But Duplicate, even with 3 points of health, survives. A nice shot, a second maybe for Tabson. Can't quite connect. Orb gonna drop a flash through the smoke. Is that a player in close CT? It is. Ships up close with the AK. Searson throwing some utility. Ships not budging though. This is a big opportunity. He could have 2 kills teed up for him right now. Has Searson in his sights. Nice first shot. Keto to trade. It's a 2v3 though. He does his job. 1 minute and 3 to go. But the bomb is out towards A. SKADE, they've just ran into an empty bomb site.
I mean, if Ships had held on for a second there, he could have had another kill, but I actually like the fact that he's just fired off the shot, not taking any big risks on being cleared by the second man in tree, understands that the man advantage is very, very impactful, and with the bomb wrapping all the way around to the A site as well, they know that they've got the round in the bag. This is going to be another save here for Big. There's actually not a kit in play once again, so there's no way they go for this. They'll save that AK and the AWP, and we'll see another round go in favour of SKADE. And actually, Big have saved every round now that they've had the opportunity to.
Yeah, I mean, again, you've got to wonder, right? When do you stop sacrificing the rounds that you're saving, and when do you just try and just play like balls to the wall and go, yeah, run in, die, just shoot people, you know? At this point in time, Big are conceding majorly. We haven't seen any pickup in terms of, well, in any department really. The money for SKADE's looking good. Big's money isn't great. SKADE aren't looking too promising in terms of being defeated right now. Big are just struggling across the board. Big, their time has to come now.
It really does, and let's hope that this buy round is the start of better things for them. Otherwise, we could actually see a 2-0 for SKADE, which would just be an incredible result from them. Keto lining up this HG. Not going to deploy it just yet, though. SKADE kind of kept at arm's length. All of this early util means they have to slow down a little. Keto in the corner, though, accompanied by a flashbang. It's a perfect flash. It merits him 1. potential for maybe more there, but instead Kaluba, my goodness. Searson, he doesn't need to be peeking that before the smoke's deployed, and it costs him his life, it costs his team the man advantage. And as we go into the 4-on-4, SKADE take the opportunity to backtrack to the B site, where they only have to face up against SKADE.
Well, let's see how things go right now as SKADE, he finds another, and the pressure starts to amalgamate here for the T side of SKADE. It's a one-man disadvantage, however, we know even in these situations, they can claw back the numbers. SKADE so low, just about surviving. But for now, bomb ticking away. 3v4, but the low HP does create a bit of a factor. Tabson, that smoke in on dark. That is cheeky. That flushes the player out completely. The problem is they're not going off the back of it. Duplicate, gotta be careful for a flash. Does find ones. Transfers all right. Kaluba, he'll finish the job. Tabson knows he's in on dark. Tapping away. Kaluba has to edge away. Denny's got the cover, and he's got a second as well. Clean as you like. A 4K between the two surviving players. SKADE 6-0. The best chance Big had, still could not convert.
I respect the retake attempt, but it's not successful. And a big timeout. No surprise there. 6 in a row lost now. They have got money behind them, despite the fact that, yeah, they haven't been able to put a round on the board, and that was a full investment. That loss bonus is helping them out just that little bit. They need to change things up, though. You can see they're not happy. They are not happy at all.
I mean, who would be in this situation, you know? You want to sound like that kind of guy, but you've got to press for more than what's happening right now. You know, this is a single Elim bracket. Your only opportunity at pressing for a semi-finals and a finals appearance. And of course, for those that don't understand the bigger picture, this isn't just a spot for the $40,000 first place, right? This has got a lot more meaning behind it, a lot more potency involved, because the winner of this gets an invite to the LAN Suite LAN event, which again, a huge, huge tournament that's hosted in February. It's a LAN event, as the name would suggest. It's a big opportunity, and for Big, I mean, a LAN event at the start of next year may be exactly what they need, but seems to be SKADE, they're hungrier for it, as this best of three turned sour on Dust 2 in a very close fashion, but my oh my, has this been a one-sided affair.
I mean, throughout these events that we've hosted this year as the qualifier for that LAN Suite LAN event, we have actually seen two kind of Davids take down Goliath, haven't we? We saw Havu do it earlier on this year. They managed to beat all four of the invite tier 1 teams and actually bagged themselves that spot. Forza did it as well, working through the main Swiss stage. So there's this chance here. There's a spot for SKADE up for grabs if they want it, but they've got to fight. Two beautiful shots from Searson. Finally, this B defense seems to show some teeth. Rainwaker, nice response, but unfortunately, he's got no teammates to support him. The smoke, it's not going to extinguish the molly, so he has to wait it out further. I think he's just going to grab that up and get out of there. Oh no, he's going to throw it out of the map. That is smart. That is very smart.
Takes the AK for themselves. I'm wondering if we see like more guns drop, because his teammates are going to have AKs as well. Like, look at the banana, man. There's so much weaponry that they can pick up. I mean, the only advantage would be that Tabson gets to upgrade to an M4 and an AK, depending on what he chooses to. But in fact, it's not even that Rainwaker's looking to save. He's looking to press Keto in on short, but again, he hard checked long. Unfortunately, that will not be good for him. Big finally square up and find their first, but again, it's definitely a war that continues on forward. And you were talking about the David and Goliaths, right? We addressed probably the highest of the David and Goliaths, the Davids on the of Havu. They won Snow Sweet Snow 2, beating C9, of course, the Colossus, Gambits when they were at the tip-top of their game, Ninjas in Pajamas and Sprout as well, all the playoffs invited teams, as well as being Endpoint, Movie Star Riders when Smoothie was in the roster. Like, there was a lot of big teams, and so we are very much a company to an upset. I think us as commentators for the Reload Media events, and of course the people behind the scenes, we love our overtimes, as people will be quick to know. We are always accustomed to seeing an upset happen, and it might just be one in the making. Brewing up right now is SKADE 6-1 here on Inferno, and a great deal of damage done by the HE's early doors. Duplicate set back by a third, and GADE nearly by half. He's Big, maybe less of a bite here on this B play. Good volley going to be thrown away. GADE, he's burning. The smoke goes out, but it's very late. Tizian, though, to find the opener.
Oh, nice. Oh no, Tizian!
Oh no!
He's got his teammate! Oh my goodness, that is such a huge mistake. He's been spotted
No,
there by
no,
Kaluba
no.
too. He's finished off. That's the B site gone. And they're just going to save. That's it. Searson can't justify trying to get in. He's going to fall away. He's safe with his teammates. What on earth is Tizian doing there? That is ridiculous. Oh, wow, that is rough. Oh. Jumping back, right, to what we were saying before. Forza, they have one of those land sweep land spots as well. They actually managed to take down Ents, Fnatic, Furia, and Team Spirit.
Oh, man.
Big have come very close. They came second in the Spring Speak Spring 3. So they've had a taste of it, but they haven't quite managed to get there just yet. And I don't think this is going to be their ticket there. I really don't. I think they're going to lose to SKADE right here. They're looking just broken. They're looking very, very broken.
Oh, man. That is not how you wanted that round to go, and I think that Tiz can be shed for Big in that situation. Tizian, of course, did the right thing. I think it was Tizian, right, that just spammed through the smoke, and he tried to just dish out as much damage as he could to halt the press of SKADE, and his teammate was just in the way. It's unfortunate times. It's 7-1. It's SKADE that currently look at the tip-top of their form. As for the rest of Big, a bit of a lackluster performance so far.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a faster play towards A. Look at this. There's just no brackets defense whatsoever. Searson, I like how versatile he's being. He has played over towards the B site. This time he's over towards A long, but he's only good for one before he drops. Great trade from Duplicate. Leaves this A site vulnerable. They do need to speed this up, though, because the retake is on its way. Great headshot from Rainwaker. The smokes towards long. Eliminate this retake from coming through. And we could just see another save here from Big. There you go. Save call already made. They don't want anything more to do with this. They haven't got any fight in them, Ryan. As soon as they lose the site, that's it. The rotations, they take too long here on Inferno, and they're not willing to play for the retake.
Another thing that sort of just popped in my head as we've been talking about the saves, right, is that, you know, we love talking to Ted, our in-house Bulgarian caster. And he teaches us a lot about the Bulgarian scene, right? Is that Bulgarians love this map of Inferno, first off. And that is what he named as the Bulgarian strategy, where you just send 2 up long, 3 up short, and you just send it straight in, and it worked. And now it works again. And once more, SKADE put their tally to 8. And another thing that I was going to point out, right, is that I don't think we see this much saving from SKADE at all in their games. Like, looking through back at the main Swiss, looking through at the start where they were invited to the regional Swiss in the Balkan groups, things like that, right? He wasn't... It was very highlighted to us that SKADE don't particularly like going for saves. If they're going to go for a round, if it's a 3v3, they're going to send it straight in. Searson, run boost over middle to get things going, but a lot of B presence shown by SKADE and by Big, as it's a fight for control. Lots of early utility. The grenades not really doing all too much for either party as they continue to try and shed light into control, but still nothing obtained by either side just yet.
I love these early nades when they're deployed and they don't do any damage, but they're just a deterrent. It's like no man's land. No one can go into Banana because there's so many firebombs, so many HEs. Everybody just keeps back. 8-1. I mean, this scoreline's just insane. Off of the back of that early pressure, SKADE are actually going to backtrack, try and head over towards this A site. Once again, there's no presence towards brackets, so they are able to take a fair amount of early control. No one in the apartments either. It's Keto once again playing from pit. This is definitely going to get predictable if every time SKADE go for a hit over towards the A site, these CTs are playing in the same positions. Means they can use their utility, use their flashbangs to isolate these players and win those duels, and there you go. They're fully expecting Keto in pit. Unfortunately for Duplicate, he can't win the fight, and now this has slowed down a little.
Tamsin finds another, and Keto a second for him. The Orb of Denny does rattle off one, but again, Big, I think the numbers override at this point in time as the utility thrown towards pit. The shrapnel catching Keto down to 67. His HP bar disintegrates. Ships could be in for a great spray down there. Denny 1v3 does find the first, finds a second, winnable for the Orpa, and he spotted the third. He has the smoke. A bit of a misplay here for the smoke, but it actually pays into his hands as he's able to set the bomb down. Searson has only got an AWP left in isolation. Denny Slaw, he's got a 1v1. The King looking for his crown as he does find the kill, and of course, A pretender to the throne is big as SKADE find 9. And again, another 1v3 for SKADE. And it turns up this time for Denny Store. Last time Ships, this time the Orpa. And surely that knocks all the wind out your chest if you're big. You are distraught, to say the least, losing that round.
These two opening shots from Denny are just incredible too. Tizian too late on the swing for the support. A great read as well that Searson's actually pushed through that smoke. I thought it was a smart play. I thought it would catch Denny off guard, but he's just too wise to it. And you know what? You know what, Ryan? Ted's in the chat. He's watching. He's here.
He's wishing his brothers on as well.
Our
The
resident...
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Our resident Bulgarian. I love it. Kaluba, oh, a lot of damage there. Actually finds the kill onto Tabson too. This is so incredible for SKADE. Searson able to find one back, but my goodness, this is all going horribly wrong for Big.
I mean, you talk about contenders to the tier 1 scene, right? And Ago, a definite shout. Endpoint now with the introduction of Boros. People sleep on this team. I'm telling you, people sleep on SKADE. And the Bulgarian scene in general. This proves talent. And I'm not like trying to say, oh yeah, SKADE should be in for Big, anything like that. Big, as well as that, should be tier 1. The talent that this team has, raw ability, we saw on Dust 2, the beginning of it, like how well and how synergized everyone was, and we were like, okay, we're in for a very clean sweep here. But no, it is very much SKADE to turn up in the second map off the ceiling. First map pick away. And now, well, yeah. What more can you say? The scoreline does all the talking here, Josh, as 10-1, 11 rounds of Counter-Strike. SKADE have their mark.
It really does. I mean, the only thing that you've got to take into account here, right, is SKADE are playing fantastic CS. They're really, really pulling out all the stops, but Big are looking terrible, especially here on Inferno. Big are making loads of mistakes. They're looking really, really bad, to be honest. So I think SKADE have kind of caught them on their worst day. What's going to be the real test is if SKADE do move on to the semi-finals, which at this point is looking very likely, then having to take another tier 1 opponent, having to beat Team Spirit, that's going to be a real test. And then if they do beat Team Spirit, then all of the other teams that they could end up playing in the grand final as well. You've got Virtus.pro, you've got FaZe Clan, Dignitas, Copenhagen Flames among the contenders there that could actually take that grand final spot. They've still got their work cut out for them. This is the first hurdle in a very, very tough race. But they're showing that, yeah, they have got what it takes.
And I mean, interesting fact, right, is that HLTV rankings, as most of you probably know, update on a Monday morning. It is, what, Tuesday now? And obviously the ranks are in play. I mean, we can just talk over this round. This is a meet. Oh, no, hold on a second. Or is it Keto punishing with the pistol? The Desert Eagle finds 3 in the round, looking for 4. Kaluba does have it nailed down. Tizian taking a lot of damage as well. And, okay, the threat has been neutralized somewhat. Rainwaker, very nice shot. Okay. I can go back to my point. We can sort of chill out a bit as Tizian reclaims his thought as to what he wants to do in this round, right? And HLTV rankings update Monday evening, I was mistaken. Obviously, the end of the month. Well, the first months that we see the update. Spirit, 12th, don't move, Big. Lose 1 spot. That's 12 and 11 for them. Oh, okay. I may have just spoken too soon. Okay, never mind. Okay. Whew, that would have been one for the ages, and I'd have been rambling on about HLTV rankings throughout the entirety of it. Thank God. Big and Spirit, 11-12. VP FaZe, 5th and 4th respectively, right? SKADE, ranked 22. And they are punching well above their weight, I feel like, in terms of the rating. But, I mean, now it becomes more of a proving ground than anything, doesn't it? That these tournaments, there's a dabble of tier 1 at the end that people are clinching to playing. And SKADE, they've done exactly that. They've got themselves a space here. They've got themselves a space in playoffs. They've earned their way to the top 8. And they might just have themselves a ticket to top 4.
I mean, rank 22 is just absolutely fantastic. It's the best they've been since May of this year. But yeah, you're right. This could be an opportunity for them to climb even further if they take this win against Big. If they can actually press further as well. I mean, a top 4 here in this tournament is a fantastic result for them. If they can make it top 2, if they can make it first, then they're really in for a treat. 11-1 though. Finally, they have to face up against the big guns again. To be honest, I'm kind of expecting Big to bite back and put 3 or 4 on the board here. I don't expect them to be losing this half in like a 14-1 fashion. We'll have to wait and see though, because SKADE aren't showing any signs of slowing down. Some decent nade damage towards Banana early. But still slow stuff. Minute left on the clock, and SKADE start to make their move, start to take control here of Banana.
Absolutely. 45 seconds. SKADE have burnt a lot of time in trying to draw out the utility for Big. They still hold on to a little bit. A smoke towards mid actually foils a lot of the plans here for SKADE with the final 35 seconds. They're still going to press through as Searson connects with a double. Taps and one more. And SKADE, you were talking about maybe the 11-1 or the 14-1 on the cards. Most certainly not happening now as Denny, last man standing, 20 seconds to go in a 1v5. And the AWPer, he knows maybe this time the numbers are just too potent. 14 seconds to go, and of course, a save for the sniper. The money's still looking good for the T side, though. SKADE not done just yet, but Big, a little bit of fight to them here.
It's actually a really good round, too. None of them take a single point of damage. It's a weird turn of events. It might be their ticket back in. As I say, if they can take 4 rounds, then there's definitely a chance for them. It's nice to see they've still got a bit of fight left, too. Being 11-1 down can really
flip.
play on your morale.
Look. Oh, I didn't even see how they lined up there. Like, you watch that back in slow-mo. I wonder if we are going to get slow-mo. No, we're not.
Whoa.
Okay. I thought maybe. Oh. Yeah, unfortunate times. Maybe
Oh,
not
no,
this
we
time.
are going to get a slow-mo.
Like, they're not even lined up on that. Like, you are going to have to go frame by frame there and go like, okay, no. Maybe I think he clips the arm of one of them, and obviously, like, the tag's done enough in the first place. I don't know. But either way, sick round for Big. Opportunity starts to arise. But I think it's just too late down the road for them to really start picking up the pace and the momentum.
Keto, aware that they could be very close here. Spidey sense is kicking in. Big once again, not actually fighting for any brackets or apartments control. They're just so vulnerable on this A site. Last round, they had a lot of success because Searson was fighting towards long. He was actually trying to take some control. This time, that's not the case, so they're all just posted. If you let ships post on Archway like that with no contest whatsoever, he's gonna get a free kill when the rotates come in. As soon as he finds that contact, they head over towards B. Searson misses the key shot. That's banana control gone. He's by himself. Hell of a lot of damage dealt, but Duplicate continues to press forward, finds the all-important kill, and that's the bomb site, and more than likely the round with it, as the save, it's already come through.
Look at the positioning of SKADE, though. They're not willing to give up any of these rifles. Ships, he does fall. Rainwaker as well, down to the 3 lower HP players. But again, Big aren't even aren't willing to contest. It's going to take, what, another 10 seconds to get back towards CT and back towards B from there. You've got to consider the utility that they have, or the absence of utility, as they have nothing in the back pocket to press forward. They do have kits, but again, is it really worth risking all your weaponry? The loss bonus 3, not 4, bear that in mind as well. There will be a squeezed out buy for Big. But again, SKADE, when they lose a round, they clap right back. And now, round 15 on the cards, the last of the half. Can SKADE make it 13-2?
It would be a hell of a half. One to go down in the history books, especially for the Pinnacle series. 12-2 right now. Big, they do have money once again. Of course, they saved in that last round, so there's weapons to spare. I think Keto's got a gun sitting on the ground waiting for him. There we go. It's an AK-47. 16, or in fact, effectively 17-1 right now. Those odds are unbelievable. If you're a big fan and you think that they've got a chance here still, then maybe it's the time to place a bet. You can make some big bucks on it. Keto, big headshots though. But it's only the 2 for 2 trades as we go into the 3-on-3. And a good chance for them to still press on to A as Ships is still doing damage.
What's super interesting as well is that the T side have brought forward a double up setup. Yet still, they prevail in these situations. It's now a 3v2. Jay, the only defender here. Oh my good god, Ships. Soaring through the sky. One tap, good night. And now Searson, 1v3. He knows there's a player out towards A, and this is going to occupy a lot of his time in anticipating where he is. Denny's out towards long, though. Angle being held by the AWP. He will go down, but again, look at how much time he's wasted just with his presence alone. A third of the clock's already burnt down on the C4. Retake, of course, has to be attempted. It's the last of the half, and Searson knows at this point in time, even with a full bet of utility, this is going to be quite impossible to press forward for. He knows time's the problem. He's going to be dropping a piece of grenade, or piece of utility here and there. The grenade in, the swing out though. Kaluba, does not matter. He's got the mark. 13-2 at the half. My God, is this a one-way game?
Yeah, this is seriously one-sided. We see that banner pop up, and maybe it's not too applicable for this game, but there's still plenty of Counter-Strike action to be played. Bet €10, get €10 when you sign up to Pinnacle using code 421. Definitely worth checking out that promotion because it's a fantastic one from our partners. 13-2, big. To have any chance of staying afloat in this, they absolutely have to win the pistol. Now, personally, I think this is too far gone already. But if they lose the pistol, SKADE should actually be able to close this one off close this one out just off the back of those bonus rounds that they play. And SKADE, they seem to know what's up. Early information, early rotations in. They want to try and hold this A site.
Well, let's see. Kaluba finds one. The USP still alive. Tizian does trade. Duplicate tag to low, and the USP of ships finds the mark as well. It's a 4v3, but not impossible here for the big side. Tabson, his angle closed in upon, but he still managed to find a kill. Squeezing out a trade is Rainwaker. A 2v3 bomb going to be attempted to be planted here for Tizian. The swing's already in, though. The bomb is set down. Rainwaker's found the mark. Now Gade in a 1v3. Glock in hand, finds two. Looking for a third as well. The kit drops up top. Denny looking to claim it, and Gade, as clean as you like. Big with a third, but again, the heroics maybe just a tad too late. A spectacular performance from him with a Glock. But again, I think they pull short at the worst possible opportunity because a fight back will be short-lived unless Big pull off the unthinkable.
I mean, he's kept his team alive. That's the thing there. They're going to call a quick timeout just to kind of let that hype die down perhaps and try and reevaluate because that's such a huge 1v3. And a team that at this point are probably defeated have now been drawn a lifeline, a very thin one. Going into this next round, they'll have an opportunity to buy up. There you go. There's the collapse. There's actually two of them there. They line up so perfectly that you only saw one, Ryan. You see?
Oh,
you see
wow!
Yeah.
Holy, I didn't even...
They line up so perfectly
What?
that you didn't even notice there was two.
No, I bet you that is something that I'm speechless. I didn't even see the second... I thought he hit both players on short, you know, like the player to the left and the guy in front.
Nope, there was three. There was three. It was all an illusion. Big absolutely have to win this round, though, or that's it. It's GG.
Oh, yeah. Scout from Rainwaker. Trying to pepper down the mid-play. Searson already tagged up, and I'm wondering, yeah, he goes aggressive. Trying to find a bit of a pre-fire. The flashes are in. In fact, SKADE, I was going to say they take their time here. Grenade is in. Shit so low. The MAC-10 of Keto does its job. Duplicate, his Deagle, now has to step up monumentally for the SKADE side, and Gage Jiggle Peak gives him no opportunity to do so. The Scout of Rainwaker, excuse me, scoots in, doesn't find a thing. Kaluba, 1v5. I think at this point you can opt for a save, right? You just save the Deagle, save the armor. There's a nade and a flash on you as well that can help in the eco maybe, but at the same time, Big, a great deal of damage done. The majority of it done on the Galil, which maybe isn't the damage they were anticipating, but having said that, it's a promising opportunity for them to just start steamrolling, get the economy going, and there on out, that's where things get dicey.
Well, it's been a good round from Big. Gade's been fantastic as well. There's no blame to go on him throughout this series, to be honest. He's been fighting his heart out. He's been having sort of back-to-back good games. Unfortunately, his teammates just haven't really been delivering. 16-1. Oh, the current odds. They haven't really shifted all too much since the halfway point, despite the fact that SKADE have lost these two rounds. They would have to seriously screw up to somehow lose this Inferno match. Big 3 MAC-10s, 2 Galils, and well, it looks like they're going to go for a fast play towards A, where the only defender is Ships here behind the smoke with a Zeus.
I'm ready to hear a squeal, Josh. I'm ready to hear it. Oh, never mind. We're not ready to hear it.
It's so good as well. It's like, ah!
Yeah. Oh, that was quite good, that impression, actually. Speaking of,
Yeah, I've
Tizian.
been Zeused many times, man.
Yeah. Keto as well. Oh,
Oh.
Unlucky. Kaluba. Last man standing. 1v4. In library. Ooh, Tabson has an idea. Little burst from the Mac 10. That's more than enough to pepper him down. Big with a 5th. But again, huge disadvantage for them in the rest of this series, because right now, Inferno seems to be SKADE's game. And this is now where they up the ante. They now invest completely. Things get dicey here. Things get really dicey.
Well, this could be the time where they just completely close this one out. SKADE, the full buy. Denny with that AWP. He missed a lot of key shots over on Dust 2. He's been doing a lot better here since we've moved on to Inferno. Everybody's been fantastic. A beautiful clutch that we saw earlier on, that 1-on-3. Might have restored his faith in this sniper. And for Big, they're actually still on a bit of a bonus. There's still 2 Mac 10s in play. There's still the 2 Galils. The only upgrade is Searson's AWP. Look at Ships' position right now with the Mag 7 up close. It's so dirty. He only could for 1. But, I mean, that's a decent hold. And they've got enough time as well for the rotates to come in. Big need to speed this up if they want to get on the site uncontested.
Smoke towards CT. AWP of Denny. Ready and raring to go. He was going to trace Searson through the smoke then and pull the trigger maybe, but opts against it. This time, Gade is going to set the bomb down completely. Grenade. Not as much damage as I'd have thought. Flashbang. Go in. Oh, actually gets caught on the CT boost. Denny in towards Coffin. Searson finds the mark. Now anticipating a peek of some sort from the AWPer. Given nothing. SKADE. They are actually fighting their way back into this round, but I feel like this is a bit of a lost cause. With that kill, maybe not so much. Kaluba actually waiting in towards CT, anticipating a flashbang from Denny maybe to pressure him forward, but it is just going to be a double save here. Nate goes in deep for Gade. He's trying to look for the damage on the exit. Slides across, low HP. Doesn't matter. Big have a 6th. A bit of fight, but again, I'm not quite a believer of the big comeback just yet, because that scoreline is so one-sided.
Yeah, I'm not too confident in it either. I was kind of hoping to see Denny throw a flash there and Kaluba try and get through that smoke, but I think they kind of calculated it. You can see they were thinking about it. They realized, you know what, we haven't actually got enough time for this, so it would just be a complete waste. It's a smart call to fall away and save. We do see a half-buy come out around it in the next as well. Ships with that Mag 7 once again. He could have done some serious damage in that last round. Of course, only finding 1, that almost pays the investment off in the first place. Almost a second, though. It was only the flashbang that stopped it. And once again, he's going to go close up to Banana.
Well, let's see if SKADE want to snap back at Big. Take a round here. As for SKADE's side, not as anticipating, maybe, as they were on the T side. It seemed they were so aware, so alert. Maybe on the CT side, not really given the opportunity to prove that just yet, but plenty of opportunity. Gade looking to line up the long smoke, and he missed it. It goes middle. That's a big fumble. Big now only have 2 smokes, or sorry, 3 to get on A, which is enough, but you can't afford to throw a fake now. You've got 3 smokes for the execute, maybe 2 if you want to strip some back and not throw possibly alongside smoke. They go for a deep arch smoke, they go for a deep library smoke, and now pressure's in.
Rainwaker, ready with the Desert Eagles, so capable with it. Keto spotted the man in mini though, so they need to be very careful. And Kaluba, well, he has no fight in him. He's fallen to Tabson, 2 brilliant headshots, and that is the A site gone. SKADE have to fall away and save once again. Denny's AWP is just too precious. They'll be on a buy in the next regardless, but Denny does not want to lose that sniper. And my God, what a shot that was.
Wow. 4v3. Time for Big to actually catch a breather here. Other than the timeouts they've used, they really haven't stopped in any way. The mid-round calling, of course, does give a bit of breathing room, but, I mean, every single round we've seen Gade pop off. We've had, I mean, admittedly it was Tabson in this round that did a lot of the heavy lifting for the Big side, but it is going to be 7-13. Now, if we saw this scoreline, we'd say it's a lot more manageable than what we saw at the start of the half. Big yet to really drop around here on this T side. Looking incredibly strong. See if they can turn the heat up to max, though. A big opportunity for them again. You can see the odds. They start to dip down a bit here for Big, but Pinnacle know still highly, highly unlikely that they can score themselves around here.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to remember these are series odds as well, and SKADE are a map up. So those odds are kind of accounting for the fact that not only would Big have to pull off a monstrous comeback here and win Inferno, but they'd also have to win a third map too. Quite unlikely at this stage, but as you say, their T-side has been fantastic so far. They've taken 5 in a row. They just need more. Now they've got to face up against the full investment once again, though. Denny with that AWP still managed to save it from the last very narrowly. Everybody else with those rifles, and a good setup here towards top mid. We saw Big kind of neglecting this area of the map, and it cost them so many rounds on that A-bomb site. This time, they used the util to force back the defense.
Nicely done. Rainwaker takes some early damage as anticipated, but this take attempted by Big has been put off completely by the potent utility thrown by the SKADE side. They've still got a minute to work with here, so a big opportunity for them to try and slide in an 8th and furthermore develop that scoreline. But hold on a minute, do they go towards A? No, they're looking towards B. Spam through the smoke, anticipating players to be in. Duplicate now knows Tizian's in towards CT spawn. That gives a bit of an indication they might just be heading towards B. Flashbang through. That gives them short control of smoke in the way of ships. He presses through it. Lots of damage, but Tizian jiggling his way around the pole. That gives them a great opportunity. Keto with a backstab, and that's it. Round fumbled. Big take 8, and all of a sudden this becomes highly, highly probable that Big can start to snowball off of this momentum and take even more rounds against them.
That's actually a fantastic round from Big. I'm pretty impressed with that. Very, very smart play. They completely isolated ships. I mean, he had no chance once he's stuck on that B-bomb site, being pincered in from both sides. Really, really unfortunate. That's 8 for Big then. But, I mean, still 5 in a row just to tie things up. So, whilst it fills me with confidence, it's still a long road ahead.
Well, it's absent. He'll find it. Big take 8. No saves given to the SKADE side heading into this round. The loss bonus starts to amalgamate, though, of course. They've well and truly hit the 4-round loss bonus cap. They can probably half buy this. Denny could even go for a hero AWP. Ships could probably invest in an M4 or go for something like that. The rest of them half buy, and then, of course, the full investment made in the next. SKADE are going to take a 30-second breather, and it's probably not even to talk about what they're doing right or wrong. Probably to just figure out what they want to do in this round, because so many people have so much money, but others don't have as much. Have to wait and see. Plenty of time left on the timeout. SKADE still in for the discussion. Big, though. Talk about a comeback. 6 rounds in a row so far on the T side, looking to make it more.
I mean, it's almost a repeat of what we saw on Dust 2. SKADE had a very, very weak first half when they were on their defense. When they moved over to their attack, they looked pretty fierce. However, it wasn't quite as one-sided as this first half was. SKADE back on a bit of a half investment, couple of deagles around Denny's AWP, ships with that mag 7, still enough money to buy into the next round, but they've got that max loss bonus, so they will have a full investment moving forward. But this is where it actually starts to get a little bit scary. When Big were winning those kind of early rounds, there wasn't too much threat there. You'd say, yeah, we've still got such a huge margin to work with, we're not too worried. Now it gets within sort of 4 or 5, and you do need to start kind of putting your foot on the brakes a little bit.
Absolutely. 5v4, and again, grenade, no real tag damage done. Denny, close to a shot, won't connect though. Drops down and actually even more aggressive towards B. He's going to just drop a deep smoke though, move away. That gives ships an opportunity maybe to close the distance with a mag 7. Look for an opportunity here with the shotgun. On the flip side of things, the AWP is fully rotated to A. They've committed all their forces out of B. Left the mag 7 all alone. Grenade goes over. It's absent. Will steer out of harm's way for the majority of the damage of smoke in on library. But I'm wondering, do they head towards B or do they want to look towards A where they've already thrown a fair bit of utility? It seems to be as if they want to head towards B, but a lot of faking being done towards A. This is a problem for SKADE. If they don't read into this one, if they don't find the kills quick enough, it is going to be problematic. Duplicate up close. Deagle connects for 1. Deagle for 2. Duplicate might have done enough. Ships in the meantime. Max 7 can't connect onto 1. Now that has forfeited the B side completely. I would not be surprised to see SKADE go for a retake, but it is highly improbable they can get things done.
Oh, especially with that kill coming through for CSN as well. Oh my goodness, that's such a shame that Ships' Mag 7 couldn't connect there. 80 damage onto Keto at that kind of range. The issue is he's kind of just hit his shoulder. That's the problem with the Mag 7, the bullet spread. You need to connect all the bullets for it to be a full kill there. And it's going to be an unfortunate 9th for Big if you're a SKADE fan. Very, very close round, but it slipped away once again. Big draw closer and closer. SKADE will have a good buy in the next, a very good buy, because they've kept Denny's AWP. Kaluba's got that M4, so he'll have no problem fully investing all the util that he wants. And for everybody else, they've got more than enough to buy up. We could even see a secondary AWP on Ships. I think we might.
It wouldn't surprise me. I think the single AWP for them hasn't exactly been something of driving force, but they still up for it anyway. So interesting to see how this one plays out. As I was going to say, I don't think that the single AWP setup has done wonders for them. Like, it has potency on either of the sites, but they've just gone to the other big. Like, you talk about the AWP towards middle in the previous round. Like, admittedly, didn't find any kills, but it waved off a lot of pressure from A and at least let them know. However, this round, Denny, he finds the opener with the AWP, so maybe a double AWP not required as they're quick to the punch here, SKADE in round 23.
We never got to see the stat line the other way around, but over on Dust 2, Big's conversion rate after getting the opening kill was insane. It was something like 87% or something across the first half. It was just nuts. SKADE, finally, with the man advantage that they've awaited for so long, but CSN able to trade it back. Rainwaker, the man advantage goes back their way. Kaluba with another. This is such a huge round for SKADE. And as Tapson loses his life, 14 to SKADE. They draw so close to this finish line. One more to secure OT. Those odds, they really have closed up, but they're still heavily in the favor of SKADE, and you can't forget it.
No, absolutely. You can see they sort of edge back up at the end of that round. They're like, hold on a minute. It's not what we wanted to see. SKADE, one more round closer to success. 2 more away from pushing themselves to a semi-finals against Team Spirit to knock Big out. Arguably the 3rd highest HLCV ranking in this whole tournament. And Denny again to kick things off with a bang as he finds Searson.
It's such a good start. Tizian looking to try and pick up the pieces. Keto all on his lonesome as well, up towards Banana, playing a very dangerous game, no support whatsoever. If he decides to peek here before his teammates come to join him, then he is in some serious trouble. Now they're here to support, and this peek will be accompanied by a flashbang at the very least. Duplicate up close, though. This is kind of do or die. Both teams are about to throw these flashes, and unfortunately Duplicates comes a little too late.
4v4, Tizzy and the man able to pull back the numbers, but are they able to pull back the round? Keto explodes to the jaws of Rainwaker. The flashbang does enough from Tizzy and the bomb set down. And actually, SKADE, they're done. They're not going for this one. They're going to wrap things up quite nicely, move away with the rest of the weapons. And they simply let the save happen. 4v3 scenario, SKADE want nothing to do with it. So it'll be a double-digit scoreline. Denny, he blinks as the peak happens from Tabson, but still connects at the end, a 3v3, but no time for SKADE to get back on the bomb site. So maybe light at the end of the tunnel, but the tunnel is very, very distant still for Big.
Well, that is another rough one for SKADE. They had that opening pick. It was looking good for them. I think if that flash had come through and Duplicate had gone for that early peak, we could have seen a really, really solid B defense there from SKADE. But it just came through a second too late. And that defense crumbled. 3 weapons retained those ships with that secondary AWP. I think this could be the ticket to get them there. I think that this secondary AWP, put to good use, could be what draws them over the line.
And we talk about how potent the scout was towards middle in the first, 2 or 3 rounds for SKADE. Big even used it as well. So imagine now with an AWP, and as well as that, you got one towards B, where Dennyslaw had found so much success in the previous 2 rounds. We're into this one. Duplicate finds the opener though, cracks open the B pressure here for Big, and Duplicate while blind finds a second. That's beautiful. Now a 5v3. Now Big cannot afford to make a mistake, but they let the man slip, and all of a sudden, SKADE back in business.
A 2-man advantage for 15 here as well. This is huge. Such a big play from Duplicate. We've seen him play in that top banana area throughout the entirety of this CT side, but not too often as he got that aggressive and actually tried to take the early fights like he did this round. Worked very, very nicely for him. Big somehow need to pick up the pieces of this, and I just don't see it happening. SKADE have got a really solid setup here.
Well, 5v3. 50 seconds to go. Time forever ticking as well. Ship's holding the angle. AWP poised. Back. Oh, Gade! That is filthy. Nice connection with the first. Looking for a second as well. He does drop away, but Duplicate can't find a thing. 3v3. All numbers tied up. Searson.
Wow.
The AWP as well. And Big might just have found their calling. Bomb set down by Tizian. It's going to be 11-14 as again Dennyslaw looks to move away. Kalupa covering him as he escapes. And Big in 3 rounds from drawing for the Bulgarians.
Unbelievable. 2 hero plays in 1 round. You see Duplicate get off to a brilliant start. You see it once in a blue moon. And SKADE gives him a taste of his own medicine. Really, really incredible opening shots. The first onto ships was just lightning fast. The second, I mean, Duplicate's done well to just buy time there, to try and tuck behind second oranges, wait out some time for the rotations to come in, and he kind of knows that he's going to die there, but the longer he can stay alive, the more chance that his teammates have got at actually taking the round. But no chances. Another up shot came through from CT and kind of tied the bow on top. 14-11, still money here for SKADE to buy. They've only managed to win 1 round here on their CT side. This is looking very, very similar to the first half, and it's bizarre. I mean, I wouldn't consider Inferno massively T-sided. I think that there's definitely the benefits of being on the T side. I think retakes on your defense are very, very difficult. That's something that's proven hard for both of these sides being on their CT side, on their CT halves, but I mean, this, not to this level, not to this kind of extent. It's crazy.
Wow, Searson, that is aggressive to say the least. He tries to press early killing apartments. The molly does a lot of the heavy lifting, and the grenade over the top sends him down to 28. Tizian at 43. That is not how Big wanted to kick off this round. Minute and 20 to go. Still anticipating the pressure. Big comfortable amidst the damage caused. Minute and 8 to go. Now, this is where SKADE can be tested, but having said that, it's Big that need to make the move next. This is a chess game in which Big are pinned down. They have to sacrifice something, and that something is SKADE as they look back towards B. The rotations are happening. Big have taken way too long, in my opinion. Now SKADE, no, it's just up to the Mag 7 of Ships to hold on, and he does find one. Oh, Ships with the second, the Mag 7.